Uh, hello everyone. So welcome to the Flatcar bi-weekly release planning meeting. Today I'll go through we have few changes I'm trying to introduce. So I'll share my screen quick. Okay, so do you see my tab? Is my screen visible?
The screen is visible. It's a little uh,
Okay,
small though.
this should
Oh,
be
that
good, right?
yeah, that's nice. Thank you.
So I'm planning to write. Start off with HackMD documents, and this would be primarily around the security doc that we also have. This would be just to update on how things are going and moving things around on how are the discussions going through the week. Right now, the updates section is mostly the in progress issues. I was reading through the issues and getting a gist of like the action items to be done and pinging folks on the matrix channel, but I did not get much time on the Friday, so I'll do this right away in this meeting. From next time I'll try to ping with for updates before the meeting so that we have some items and folks can be also be prepared a bit. Going ahead, and the new sections is primarily have the all the items that happened over the previous week. This is primarily around, like, we used to have the slides before, but now we primarily usually jump over to the release planning board, so it might be easier for people to track the elements that are happening over the weeks and the discussions that are happening in this meeting. This would have the release items. I haven't added, but we will have the stable release that happened in this section. Okay, so going over, so we have the first issues, which is by Matthew. Uh, so this is primarily around the dev stats instance that we were working on. Are we still actively working on these issues, or if we can move it to, like, what's the goal for these issues in the long run? Uh,
You're muted, Matthew, I think, because I can't hear you at all.
no.
The joys of the online meeting.
Maybe Kai or Thilo, if you can update on if you still need that.
I think it's
Daniel, uh, yeah, Thilo, go ahead. Sorry.
Danielle is not on the call, so I think it's valuable to have because I like the way it gives insights to the how the project's going. I'm not sure about the maintenance overhead though. This is something maybe we would actually need Mathieu for. So I mean, if this kind of if it takes, I don't know, a day a month, just hand holding, I'd argue that would be worth having. But if it distracts you every other day or every week, then maybe it's not worth having. So Mathieu, how do you feel about it?
Oh, you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah, now you're good.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I don't know. I think once it's deployed, it should run by itself. But yeah, we just need to know if it's still required to have it. But since Tilo mentioned it, it could be nice to have it, so we can resume the work on it and have a proper instance deployed to gather metrics.
Maybe it
And
makes sense to like make this a little more official, like at least mention it on the Flatcar GitHub repo, README MD. If you want to have stats on the repos, click here.
yeah, and in the end, we can even submit pull requests to a DevStat project to being referenced with other projects.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. And I take it Grafana has like a viewer user that you could use so people don't mess with the dashboards. Yeah, probably a good idea to go ahead like that. I personally just like the insights I'm getting from their stats. It's a pretty cool thing to have.
Why we wanted to add dev stuff in the first place?
I think it was from Daniel's side to see how the community interactions is going on.
Yeah. So GitHub Insights aren't really that insightful, turns out. They're catching up, but DevStats has kind of a granularity in its reports that helps a lot to basically for people on the outside to judge how healthy and how lively the project is.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, like, this is really necessary for something.
Yeah, but the main problem was that the data was sometimes very off, because you don't really know what data it processes, and then it shows you some graphs and numbers, and it makes no sense. So was this problem coming up again or not?
We got also the issue with the Flatcar organization renaming. So
I think that's okay. I mean, we can make a hard cut and we can say at the point in time where we had our own org and we're moving out of the kinfolk org, that's the point in time where we start recording, right?
Okay, so not trying to get the previous data from previous organization. Okay.
I mean, we tried, right? And it was really, really painful. And I mean, at some point we need to make a judgment call.
Yeah, but as Kai mentioned, also we need to understand the data and to know if they are accurate or not, and comparing to actual data. So yeah.
I think, I mean, the things we did, they've been lying around for some time. Maybe we should give it a fresh start. Start like with the latest version of DevStats, and then
Okay, perfect.
Try to set something up that we deem official, like from the very first day. I think having a clearer use case for that, provide a dashboard for third-party folks to view the health and the participation in the Flatcar project. Would make it easier to kind of set this up.
Okay, so maybe we can spend Fridays maybe in a week to look into these things. Okay, so I'll keep it in progress for now, and then maybe we can see how it progresses, and I'll add the meeting notes in the hacker meeting.
Yeah, for some reason,
I need to split my screen.
that looked weird because you just got muted like in the middle of the speech.
I'm still trying to navigate through the room. Yeah. So the next issue is requirement where we are removing the requirement for the BC bucket backend. So a lot of work was done by Matthew. I did a bit of it, but then it got stopped because of some other work. So it's in a stall state right now, but need to pick this up. So I'll probably move this into move this out of the in progress, and later when I resume, which would be in like 1 or 2 weeks, I'll pick this up into in progress again. Uh, yeah. The next thing is by Kajime. So
Could you in the meantime switch the view to the agenda because we are still seeing the dev stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The move out customizations from the portage table. So there were like a couple of things we wanted to move out because we were putting like GRSA stuff. So I was thinking about putting this to core overlay, but honestly, not much happened here. I mean, we had some modifications like in classes or in some e-bills or something like that, even in port is stable. But as long, I mean, as the updates are progressing, those modifications are like disappearing. So yeah, so this is not my main focus right now, the moving customizations out for this table. So
Okay, so
yeah, it's mostly about updating packages right now.
okay, then I'll then move this into the long term column or uh,
Oh yeah,
out
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah.
This is something that will, happen like from time to time when
Right,
I
yeah,
tackle something. You know. This is not like an issue that I will focus on 100%. This is just something that will happen over time.
over time,
So
right.
yeah, long term things, long term sound good. Yeah.
uh I think even the port stable one would be this on the same lines, which is yeah, it can also be moved into the long term one. So the next issue on this list is the updating of the Selena's work. So Matthew, you're actively working on this, so I think it's makes sense to keep it in the in progress one. Uh, okay, so the next item is the this one. Uh, Shut it down. Yeah, so Tilo, uh, you have any
I
updates on
prepared
this?
something there, but yeah, like it's not done yet.
Okay,
But we are like we're having something, and we just have to review it and then push it everywhere.
sure.
This looks like Tilo is fine to himself. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can take it, Kai. I really like. I've seen the drafts of your proposal, and I really like the wording. So that would be cool. You could take that one.
Okay, yeah, should I just go on with it and do what I want, or
Yeah,
how
I
should we
mean,
continue?
if you want to put it that way, the proposal is pretty good. We might want to review it internally before publishing, but that um, should be on like lazy consensus way. Just ping everybody, give us a deadline, and then file a public PR.
yeah, that's probably the best.
All this. Yeah. Cool. The next one is the Kashmir the QEMU update. So, mm,
Oh, this one. I don't know why actually this issue has this on the list. But basically it's now on hold because I needed to update some packages that are actually installing users and groups in the images. And yeah, this update didn't go very well. Something is still broken. So yeah, this is basically still waiting for something else to be fixed. So yeah,
so I can add
this
the
is
on
still a
hold label.
sorry.
I can add the on hold label on this, and I mean we have an on hold label to add in this one.
Yeah, because there is like two issues. Yeah, yeah, put it on hold
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
there's like a companion issue, like a companion pull request. This is probably where I have written that it
Right.
probably should be blocked or something like that, but maybe I forgot. Is there something at the bottom of it?
No.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So I'll add the comment here. Okay.
Sure.
As you
Cool.
can see, it's still a draft, so I'm not even ready for review or anything
Sure.
like that.
Cool. Uh, okay. So I'll move over to the
I don't know, some kind of a backlog or something like that, because like I still need to tackle something else before I can get back to this this issue.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to figure out the board a bit more. I mean, not break it down into too many formats, but having the like we have long term, but there might be a someone which is like one block, like not block, but maybe we update the block one to kind of a hold or maybe picked up later kind of a thing. So yeah, so I'll move it to that column. But for now, I'll keep it at the label on hold to that. Okay, so moving on to the release planning. So we have this one. Yeah. Thank you, Dong. Thank you, Dongsu, for updating this one, the board. Um, so we will start we'll merge the kernel PRs, and then we'll start off with the alpha builds and the beta builds today, and then after 2 weeks we'll start off with the stable ones. But for the next one, I saw like the sudo and NVIDIA is still in progress, and these three are done. I haven't cleared the PRs, but these three are done. Sudo was having a bit of issues, but I need to figure that out. Yeah, and other than that, I think we can still continue with the planned items. We can add. I'll add system D. I was reading on the release notes. I have picked up one item which I need to clarify from Kai and Jeremy. So I'll ping them and update them. I mean, I'll discuss with them. This was around the C groups V1 deprecation. So yeah, and anything to add here, Dongsu, Hejime?
I can see this like planned update on CRL
Yeah.
786 revision third. It's still market is unstable in Gentoo, so with this weekly update, we'll be updating to revision 2. So I don't know if I should also add some keywords to update to all updating to revision 3, or because as I understood, this is gonna happen what time? When just
5th of November.
sorry?
5th of December, the day release, right?
Yeah, I'm just asking like when this alpha 3444 is gonna happen? Is it like next week?
No, 5th
Or
of December.
okay, so I was looking at the wrong column. Okay, yes, yeah. So by that time, this should be like an alpha. Yeah, so no problem with that.
Okay. Tongsu.
So it doesn't make sense to directly update to systemd 52, or does it make sense to have something with 51 to have a release where you can say point users at to test whether it's a regression is also existing in that or not? And same
We
question is also
can.
for the Linux kernel. Should we wait for 6.1 as release, or should we already maybe try to do an update with version 6 to reduce the delta?
I think this is a
So
good point. At least for system D, I think we can do for system D 251, and then maybe as soon as it hits stable, we start with the 252.
so I
Or maybe it
remember the
makes no
issue with
sense to
system.
have this intermediate step and we can just jump to the latest version. I don't know what you prefer.
The system D, the issue of the something with network D was actually failing for us. So that's why we haven't updated it so far. Yeah. But I don't remember the details because I haven't tried to update system D recently. So
Yeah, it's this to-do planned item about routes in our column here.
Sorry, Kai, I did not get you.
In our plan to do column, we have this systemd network D issue, and that's probably the one that blocked the update.
Yeah. We can give it another try. I mean, I did system D1. The main issue for me is primarily around the with the cyclic dependency thing, but I'll have started moving all my things to Azure, so I'll test it there and see how things are and give an update. But I was primarily waiting because I saw the release candidate for 252 and I stopped the update for 251 because earlier we decided that as soon as system is out we will ship the latest one, but because we shipped missed in between, so maybe we can have that step where we deploy 251, and because it then helps us to debug system D issues when it is stable. So yeah.
Yeah, so maybe at least we can have a look to jump to the latest version from for systemd, and then we wait until we do this kernel update so that we don't jump to the latest version of the kernel and systemd at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we didn't really talk about the Linux kernel update yet, but it should be coming later this year, maybe next year. Don't know when we want to update.
I don't. I'm not sure yet. Maybe Tilo or Reshma can talk about that.
I don't have an opinion, but whatever looks best at the time. So usually we wait a few. Oh wait, the updating kernel that is designated LTS in alpha makes sense, but I think until a new major kernel release hits stable, it's always 2 to 3 months.
We usually pick the LTS kernel, right? So is that been done? So what I learned was usually the last release of the year is the LTS one.
So 6.1 has been in discussion for LTS, but I don't have any news on that yet.
Okay. Okay, then we can maybe discuss it in the next release planning.
Yeah.
Cool. Tongsu?
I think you're muted too.
Yeah, you're not audible, Tongsu. Yeah, so we planned that we'll do the 2 week cadence for the stable and LTS. It was just that last time because we had the open SSL, we thought of delaying it by another week. So maybe we can continue that. I mean, alpha beta goes. I mean, we keep the stable and LTS after 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. So the for the current one, it would happen on 5th of December. Sounds good. Okay, I'll do that. Uh, uh, so one thing is that I've been looking into a way where we can find a way where we can track this release in a better manner. Because it's I usually refer to this boards when I'm releasing and updating the metadata. I mean through Jenkins or anything, so it becomes a bit difficult to track those things. I'm trying to find a better way. So maybe uh, I'll try to find a good way which makes sense and update the board. We can add it to 5th December, but then I feel it becomes a bit confusing. But yeah, okay. We can maybe discuss this offline. I'll ping you Dongsu and we can maybe discuss this. Okay. And anything else to discuss, Matthew, Tilo, Kai, Dongsu?
I like the new.
I just dragged this OpenSSH key thing over to the release column now. That's done and will be part of the next releases for alpha.
Okay, cool. If nothing else, then we can close this meeting.
Thanks for the new format,
Cool.
Ian. It's pretty cool.
I'm still like trying to figure things out. It's so that this I mean, right now we usually had this release planning board, but trying to make it more interactive so that contributors can understand how we are progressing and have a format where we track what discussions are happening in this meeting. So yeah, all feedbacks are welcome. So we can discuss if you have any feedback. We can discuss on matrix. Cool. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.